Hey, hello and welcome. So it looks like the market is showing some sign of weakness here. We're going to talk about it. It's a little bit, wasn't really predictable, but looking backwards, 2020, hindsight is always amazing. I'll talk about the market, what I see it as softening or the reasons for softening and where I see it going. Again, I don't have a perfect crystal ball, although I have been doing this for a while. My name is Orzhel. I'm a broker owner of Realty and San Marcos is my home base, so we do a lot of business here in North County overall. However, we've done things everywhere, right? Let's talk about it, the market overall. By the way, if you're joining me for the first time, thank you and welcome to the family. If you've been coming here all this time and just watching my videos and hopefully getting information out of it, I really appreciate it. And like I said, if you think someone can benefit from getting information like this, that no BS, no frills, no salesy shit kind of information, feel free to share that with them. As you know, I'm a listing agent. And on average, I think my average right now is still around 11-12% above asking price. So we do things differently. We set things up differently. We use human psychology, buyer psychology. We put all those factors to work, and we are doing things in the absolutely atypical way and non-traditional way. So we don't do what other agents do, period. Okay, and that's the way we're able to squeeze and position you in a way that you have leverage in a market. Okay, well, enough about myself. So let's talk about the market. I'm seeing a lot of softening. Okay, I know a lot of people. There's a lot of videos out there talking about rates coming down, and the market's gonna again be driven up, and good news for the buyers and blah blah blah. A lot of that information is coming from the mortgage broker community. By the way, if you don't know, besides being obviously a real estate broker, I also originate loans, so I have brokering of loans as well. So I'm very close to the rates and understanding what's going on. That's really the benefit for you as well, an additional benefit where those two are coupled. So I really can understand when the offer comes in, how to digest it, and really seeing if these people are able to close on time, right? Because ideally, I'm going to bring this up really quickly because I always bring it up, and I think it's a big deal to bring it up. And I want you to understand the view I work on, right? Because everything else is based kind of on this. So in front of you, you're watching a curve. This is a typical time on the market, right? As soon as you put the home on the market, boom, right? Everybody becomes known about it. So we have a smaller buyer pool, and when that happens, everybody in there is looking for a home. You're new, they haven't seen you. Now, this is the best time. As you can see right now, this happens really quickly, this activity and interest. This is the best time to actually get your home sold, right? This is when the perceived value is at its highest. And also, as you go down further, your value starts to drop off, right? So every day in the market is really ends up costing you, because perception is reality. And if your perceived value drops, you're never going to get the absolute top dollar for your property. And knowing and understanding this is what we use to be able to really squeeze out the most amount of money to make your property stand out, to create urgency, to create interest, to make buyers basically bid amongst each other, right? Create competition, etc., to really bring you the absolute highest value. Okay, so again, as you can see, going down the hill, you are going down the hill because the number one question that a buyer will ask their agent, let me snap back, is always going to be, how long has this home been in the market, right? Why? I mean, look, we're all human beings. There are certain universal laws for human beings, right? We chase things that run away from us, right? We want things that we can't have. I mean, things like this, right? And ultimately, we also feel anything that's easy to get really doesn't have a lot of value, right? So, for example, if the home is there and everybody passed on it, most buyers are gonna really lowball you, and that's a problem. So when you get to the point where nobody's coming to see it, there's really no interest, no showings, you have to reduce the price, it's done, right? It's very difficult to recover from that. So that's all I want to talk about. Like I said, if you want more information, in72.com, let me flash it again just in case somebody can't see it. I think I have it here. Yeah, so it's right here. You can see in72.com. You can come see it. I don't hide anything. Everything's up front. I tell you how much I charge right away. I tell you what I do exactly, and you'll see based on that I am a bargain. Okay? All right, let's jump back to the market. So let's talk about the rates. I know a lot of people have been talking about the rates. There's been a lot of discussion about the rates are coming down, blah, blah, blah. Again, as you can see, the rates have come down with the Fed dropped it a half a point for borrowing. However, as you can see, it went up from about 609 to back to 632. So it's been slowly coming up. And as I mentioned this before, let me say this again so you can see my face. I'm going to tell you again, real estate, they're not going to go down unless the market just stops, right? Completely stops, and they need to really kind of pinch the market up. The last thing the Federal Reserve wants, and the reason for all this tightening before, is to reduce the inflation. Real estate prices have gone up a lot, right? There's been a lot of inflation, and in many ways reasonable, because the cost of goods, the cost of labor, all those things have gone up. Because when you buy a house, you're literally buying copper, wood, materials, labor, all those things go into building a house. And since that has gone up, house prices have gone up, right, as well. So it's reasonable. But however, like I said, when things get unaffordable, it becomes an issue, right? We have a bigger divide between the rich people and now even the middle class. Before it was rich and poor, but middle class is now suffering, is trying to catch up. So all those things are really important. The only time we would see any kind of, I think, reduction, significant reduction below 5% in the rates would be because we are entering recession. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about. So let me flash this really quick. So again, we're here. Things have been going down and they popped up. And the reason for that, the market thinks there is going to be more inflation. That they think that whatever the Fed is providing information to us is kind of BS, right? They're going to have to tighten because there's going to be more demand and more inflation. I really think we're in between. I really think we are kind of really there bordering on recession. And the reason I'm saying that, let me talk about the houses, right? This is specifically for Santa Fe Hills, so I'm going to cover that, and I have other videos for other areas, but everything kind of applies. One thing that I have noticed that the market has softened considerably. Santa Fe Hills as well, homes taking longer, at least other people's homes take longer to sell, and a lot of fallout out of escrow. And I think 2 months ago, I've noted that on some of the listings I saw, and I had as well, in Escondido, right? Escondido are more in the outer border of what I call San Diego proper, right, center. And usually you see weakness in those areas before you start seeing it come down towards the center. Now, the market is still great. It's a good market. Yes, we have a slight pullback. There is more deals to be made because homes sit in the market longer. Because again, a lot of traditional agents do things, and where before market would erase the mistake, now mistakes are right there in your face. You can't see that, and I think they're setting up a lot of their sellers for price reductions, and ultimately, the home either are going to be taken off the market or sellers will have to sell for less because of the time in the market. So I think all those factors are important. Why is the market pulling back? Well, it's pulling back really because even though there's a lot of people who want to buy, right? A lot of people who want to buy, affordability crisis is here. Last couple of sales, I'm seeing people making a $6,500, $6,700 payment for their house. That includes obviously principal, interest, tax, insurance. You notice the insurance have been going up. A lot of people are getting canceled. The insurance is going up double, triple. Just to give you a little quick story here, I have a few different rentals. And one of my rentals is a townhouse, right? And the townhouse, I think it has about 40 or so townhouses, units in there. They were paying, all these years, they were paying somewhere under $15,000 a year annually to cover the general policy, fire for the whole complex, etc., damage, right? Now, they were dropped, right? Recently they were dropped, as many people have been dropped. And what they're seeing right now is that instead of the $15,000, it went up to $56,000 plus. right? So not everybody obviously getting a special assessment. I'm got a special assessment, but all those things, when I get a special assessment, I have to pay more for things. They get passed on to my renters. So now the rents are going to go up as well. This is something, I'm not going to give free stuff away. So if I have to pay more, the renter, all this is going to get passed on to the renter. But what I'm getting to is the pool of buyers is shrinking because of affordability. Yes, there is demand. Yes, people want the housing. Yes, the inventory is fairly low. But again, if the inventory is low, but also if the pool of buyers who can actually afford it, right, and able to buy is shrinking, things slow down, right? So all those factors I think are playing into it. And I think, I don't know, I know there's inflation, and sometimes when you have inflation, it causes a recession because less than people can go out and buy things and blah, blah, blah. So I think I'm pretty much taking care of it. Let me just talk to you a little bit about Santa Fe Hills, since you're probably here for that. Let me click here, see if I can get you here. Hopefully you can see this. Let me make it a little bigger. Boom. Let's see. All right, so we have 3 on the market right now, actually. We have looks like it came out of the market. So Corte Raquel 667, Corte Raquel actually was pending. And now it is back on the market. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. Let me just take a quick look for you. Yes, it's the same house. Yeah, so this one, this is exactly what I was talking about, right? I just told you that we have a lot of fallouts. This home was in escrow 2 days, so it went pretty quick. It's a nice house, right? It's a very nice house. It's not my listing. It's a nice house. $1,399,000. I think it's sold for $1,300,000. I'm not sure why it's being sold. The people who's selling it only owned it for about 6 months, but things happen, right? Divorce, things like this. So anyway, so it's back on the market. That's one. The other one back on the market, not on the market, but still in the market, is Corte Bravo. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,900 square feet, $1,250,000. Now look at this. This one is 5-bedroom, 3-bath with a nice view, 27, almost 3,000 square feet, right? 5.3. And they're asking 1.4 versus, so we have a difference of about 150,000 for, in my view, substantially less square footage, right? Almost 1,000 square feet. We'll see what happens on that. Tesoro, right? So we have Tesoro here. 1036 Tesoro. Now this one, I know it shows 11 days, but it's been in the market multiple times. It's been recycled. And looks like it's still, I think altogether has been in the market for almost 3 months. And I think they started 1.2 something, and they're basically scaling the price down. It looks like this one has gone into escrow again. This is 1339 Corte Lira, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1932 square feet. Looks like originally was $1,049,000, $1,039,000. Also, this property, by the way, was also, let me bring myself back, was also at one point in escrow and fell out. So there's a lot more fallouts that are happening. I just want you to see this. Okay, let's go with a few closings here. What's going on? This Avenida Pantera is pending. Now this has a nice pool. It's a nice house, 2217 square feet, $1,250,000. Now you can see the difference, right? They're asking the same thing. Corte Bravo, they're asking, I'm sorry, this one's here. They are asking, where is it? Yeah, Corte Bravo. They're asking the same thing for a much smaller home, right? I'm not sure how smart that is, but I'm not the seller or the agent on that. Talk about a couple of closings here. As you can see, Avenida Leon closed, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, pretty good size house, 3,150 about square feet, 5.3. I think this one has a full bedroom and bathroom downstairs. $1,280,000 was asking price. Looks like it got 5,000 more. There's probably been some kind of a concession on the seller side, but this is what you got here. So 927, 924. This Avenida Amistad, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, $1,050,000 asked, $1,025,000 got. And you can see that 32 days in the market really makes a huge difference, right? Longer in the market usually ends up costing a seller money. It's just the way it is, right? There are some exceptions, but I don't try to look at exceptions. I look at overall what happens. Okay, so let me bring myself back here. Okay, anyway, I want to make this short. Hopefully you got a lot of information. I don't know where the market is going to go. It's definitely softening up. If you're going to sell, it's up to you. You may go down more. You may be losing money. I don't see a crash happening at this point. Like I said, crash to me is anything beyond 10% pullback. Can we have a 5% pullback? Yes. How long is it going to be for? I have no idea. We have obviously elections in play here. We have a lot of things in play. Even if, like I said, Trump comes back in, I don't think he wants to push back inflation because it's very difficult to control that. I think he's going to do other things to try to control it, right? So this is the quagmire we're in right now. If you're looking to sell your home, if you're looking to get the absolute highest price and do it in an amazingly efficient and effective way, please feel free to give me a call, set up a time, we can talk, and we'll go from there, okay? Thank you so much for spending a little time with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.